So, hello everyone. Welcome back to the channel. We are here for November zodiac check-ins. The timestamps will be in the description, as will the annual forecast that I did at the very beginning of the year. I did a month-by-month breakdown for each zodiac sign, and each of those are in a playlist on the channel. Each zodiac sign has their own playlist. And all of those yearly forecasts are there, right? There's timestamps in the description, so you can fast forward to specific months. You can look back at things in hindsight, right? These are all different readings that I did back in January. So feel free to jump in there and check them out. Those links will be in the description as well. You could check your sun, moon, rising, and even, if you felt guided to check out all of November for each of the signs and how they pertain to the houses in your chart, right? The ruler of each house in your chart in that area of your life, and get a feel for what is going on the whole, which is what I tend to do. But, take it for yourself, if you want to jump in there and catch the annual reads. This is just a quick check-in for November. I did use the Manara Tarot, which is an exotic tarot deck. So there are adult images on the cards pictured. If you are not an adult or don't appreciate adult images, then this recording of November is not for you. You can get a message for November from another channel, another reader, but the check-ins that I did, I was guided to the Manara Tarot, and it is an exotic deck. So adults only in age and mind who can respect the messages for what they are. I have no filter, and I do not sugarcoat things. So these messages are very clear-cut and honest. Not all of them are going to resonate with everyone. And if it's not your story, do check your other placements. However, I will urge you to come back and revisit them about halfway through the month, because you might be shocked at just how accurate they end up being. All right. I also did OPHIUCHUS at the end for advice. So if you would like some extra guidance through the month of November, I did channel in Ophiuchian energy for you at the end. All right, so there is guidance on how to best process through November, no matter what sign you are. With that said, we are getting started. So Aries, for the month of November, we got the 9 of Earth clarified by the 5 of Air, the Knave of Water, the Death card, and we had the Ace of Air on top and the 3 of Water on bottom. I noticed when your original 4 cards came out how much ass there was. There was ass on all the cards. So you might literally be feeling like you are getting the back ass end of things, and or feel like someone has completely turned away from you and is giving you or leaving you with nothing but shit. I asked, what is all the ass about? And that's when we got the Magician and the images of a woman creating a mechanical sex robots. And I feel like with these energies, whether it's your energy or someone else and you're on your mind or on your heart space, I feel like whoever this energy is, Aries, is independent and single. There may have been conflicts in the past, arguments in the past that required an apology that maybe never happened, and the transformation occurred. I think that you had what was essentially someone larger than life, or a heart space larger than life, that turned their back on you and you can't reach them. The 5 of Air, you can't reach them, and they're wounded, right? They're wounded. If you look at the Knave of Water, that ass is completely whipped and cut, and it's in rough shape, and they needed someone to pick them up, and I don't think it happened because they did go through the death process, and now they're working on a mechanical type project. I think they're manifesting something very specific. I think they feel like they are better off on their own. They bring their own pleasure and their own joy to their life more than anybody else does, whether that is you or someone else, because with the 5 of water underneath the 3 of water on the bottom of the deck, I feel like someone needed a life raft. And what happened was they were essentially left for dead, only to wash up on shore somewhere type thing, and start a new foundation. And I think they're going for their wish fulfillment with this. And they're pretty much like, kiss my ass. All right, like, and the award goes to, like, Cry Me a River. Like, I don't think you can get this person back. They are definitely letting you know that you can kiss their ass. Even the bottom of the deck is loaded with tail. So yeah, this person needed you to come through. They needed you to come through a lot sooner than you did, if you did. And they're of the mindset of, you can kiss my ass now. Like, I wanted to enjoy life with you. There was arguments or conflicts between us that caused me to leave. And instead of trying to work things out, you left me to my own devices, and I learned how to create joy without you. And so whoever this person is, like, don't come back and try and steal their joy now or be a part of their joy now. They're like, I learned how to create joy on my own. You can create joy on your own. You know, I think this person, whoever this is, your energy or otherwise, is pretty much telling you to kiss their ass. All right, so hello, Taurus. For November, we have the 7 of water clarified by the 3 of water, the Chariot, and the 8 of fire. We have the King of air on top and the 10 of fire on bottom. Right off the bat, Taurus, in November, I feel like someone's stalking you. This is not someone who actually cares about you. This is someone who I feel is extremely jealous of the fact that you're happy right now without them. That you have moved forward, are feeling connected to spirit, you're feeling connected to your energy, you're flowing. I think you were dealing with a narcissist. That King of air on top, that's my narcissist card in this particular deck. I feel like whoever this person was, you were begging for attention, begging for the physical intimacy, like you were anything to feel or pull feelings and emotions out of this person. It's almost like you wanted to shake this person, like, have you no heart? Have you no passion? Have you no desire? Like, when it came to you. And I feel like that was pulling you out of character. It's like you felt like a puppet. You felt like this person's puppet, because underneath the 10 of fire, there is the Fool card, and it is a woman literally sitting with a puppet like Pinocchio in her lap. And the puppet has a long nose, like they were lying to themselves, thinking that this person would ever have any kind of legit feelings or interest in them. So 10 of earth is under that. I think you're busy focusing on your work. I think that this person is in your energy space. They are definitely stalking you and checking you out and seeing what you're doing, mostly just to throw hate and shade on you. I think they're bitter that you are happy without them. Like, oh, you got over me. It's like some really narcissistic, fucked up shit. And I feel like you're not really fazed by it. But if they're popping up in your messages or popping up in your missed calls or whatever, or they're popping up on your social media, like they just don't want you to be involved with anybody else, because when you're shining, you're attractive. And when you're attractive, somebody else might take your interest. And I think this person is just simply all about their ego. I think this person's all about their ego. I think their emotions are very shallow, and I think they're very immature. All right, whoever this is for November, I think that you are enjoying your life. I think that you are washing off the pain of yesterday kind of thing, and I feel like you are taking a nice swim in your own dissection, like your own energetic dissection. I think you're breaking yourself down. I think you're seeing what makes you happy. I think you're trying out new things. I think you're diving deep into what you desire. And I feel like you have absolutely moved forward for the month of November. I do definitely feel like you're getting a whole bunch of messages from Spirit. You may also have things like popping up symbolically for you, including a firebird or a phoenix or a thunderbird. And you know what, Taurus? As much as you might not want to hear it, like looking at that symbolism, you might be needing to go through a rebirth process or a divine intervention, because it might be the other way around. Like you could be popping in on someone's social media, checking them out. You just don't want them to be happy with anybody else right now. You're not even emotionally attached, just casting shade and hate, like bitter that they moved on so quickly. Like, make sure you reality check yourself. But yeah, I think that you are getting into your own energy. And if you are doing anything with video or recording, because of the Chariot card here, obviously she is literally getting a whole lot of pleasure and very passionate about this video camera. So if you're doing anything on camera, chances are it's on fire. So Taurus, that's your November. All right, Gemini, for November, we have the Death card clarified by the 7 of Earth in reverse, the 9 of Earth, the 6 of Water clarified by the King of Water, and then we have the 9 of Fire on top of the deck with the 8 of Air on bottom. Gem, I think you're going through a transformation process for sure. I do think you are in your shadow, because between the masculine and feminine energy on the Death card, they are both very dark type energies. We have the Skull Keeper, who is also kind of like almost like a weird old school psych ward type doctor. This person might seriously be mental and a little dead inside. And you're feeling super fucking sexy with the fact that this person is giving you attention. And I don't think you're reading their energy correctly. Okay? Like, I think you're loving the attention and very much feeling yourself like you're attractive. But I think you've attracted someone who's a little fucking mental. I also feel like if you are in a committed relationship, that you are being, let's just say, not pure. I don't know if you're being faithful or not with this 7 of Earth in the reverse. I think you may be acting single when you're not. You may have multiple people competing for you. But if you are with a partner, like, you should definitely be faithful to your partner. If you're not interested in your partner, then you should definitely leave them before you involve yourself with someone else. Like, Gem, I think you need to choose. I think you need to choose if this is the case. I don't think you realize you're dealing with very dark energy. in the outer experience. I don't think you realize that whoever you're pretty much being if you're with somebody, right, you're being unfaithful to them. I don't think you realize that you're dealing with a pig who has ulterior motives, because that's what I'm getting with the Six of Water and the King of Water. I think someone is keeping secrets. I think they're a fucking pig. I think they're a beast, right? This beast energy. I think you feel like you have them by the balls when really you are being stalked by a very dark narcissistic energy who has you trapped in a mental prison. I think they're using flattery. I think they're using charm. I think they're using their mysteriousness. I think they're making false promises. I think they have an ulterior motive. And they're keeping you trapped in your head. I think they're saying all the right things, but ultimately, I think you are going to end up without a fucking home if you're not careful. I think this person, like whoever they are fucking around or used to fuck around on you with people at work, because even underneath the bottom of the deck, like they're saying all the right things, but then there's the loss of the home and this dude in like an office eating at another girl. Like, it's crazy with the Three of Cups underneath. Like, this is a third party situation. Like, if you think, like, let's just say someone cheated on you or was unfaithful or with other people, and now you're with someone who is legit worth being with. And this person came back and they're saying all the right things, like, oh, it was always you. I should have never cheated on you. You were always the right person. Like, this person is feeding you a bunch of fucking lies. They are feeding you a bunch of lies. This person does not actually have emotions. And I think they're promising you bliss. I think you would be best served telling this person to kiss your ass. Whatever this person is out for, whoever this person is looking out for, it's not you. They're not looking out for you. They do not have your best interest at heart. I think you're dealing with someone who is just fucking mental. Okay? Like, to be fair, there is something psychologically off with this person. There's something that does not compute right with them. I'm definitely feeling some kind of mental illness. They do not have a moral code or compass. I feel like this is a game. I feel like just seeing if they can get you back is a game. It's like a game. They don't care. What can I say to get them back? Like, it's literally like a fucked up game. To them, this is fun for them. It's entertaining. Playing with you and your head and your emotions and the lives of other people, like, it's entertaining for them. They get a kick out of it. Like, this is someone who is mentally fucked up. Do not fall for this. You do not have them in the palm of your hand. You do not have them by the balls, okay? Or whatever. Take it how it resonates. If it's the other way around and you're a man, right? You do not have control of this situation. They are 100% fucking with you. Just because they can. Because fucking with you is fun. Fucking with people is fun. So, be aware. You're fucking with someone who is very secretive, who is this beastie, dead inside psycho. Okay, this person's psycho. If you are cheating on a good person with this person, like, you need to stop. You need to stop. And if you were thinking about it, please don't. Please don't. And if you're going through a dry spell and you don't have anybody else, and so, like, you'd settle for maybe reconciling with this person, like, please don't. Please don't. This person is a test of worth. You are worth better than taking someone like that back, Gem. All right, that's your November. Don't get fucked up in your head about this person. Cut them off. Put them in spiritual jail. Bar them from your energy. Like, please let them go. They are so far removed from anything moral or humane. Fucking psycho. All right, so Cancer for November, we have the King of Air clarified by the King of Earth, the Hermit, and the 8 of water, with the 7 of air on top and the 6 of water on bottom. Cancer. The King of Air is my narcissist card in this particular deck. The fact that the 7 of air is on top of the deck means you are being lied to, or someone is stealing your good energy or taking your energy for granted. This is someone you need to tell to kiss your ass, okay? And seriously walk away from. The King of Earth is also super creepy in this deck. He's like an older man who's like hiding in the brush and using like this stick to like look up the young woman's skirt. Like she's just minding her own business by the water, and it's like she knows he's there, like she could feel him sneaking, but she's not turning around and just letting him. It's fucking creepy energy that I'm getting, Cancer. The fact that the Hermit card is here with the dark wolf, like the werewolf energy on it. We talk about the myths of the light and the dark wolf. I think someone is or has become the dark wolf or the shadow wolf, the wolf of fear. The 8 of Cups, I think you already got a warning shot or a red flag, or something was said or communicated either from this person or by spirit. Like someone gave you a message that was like, hey, something went off, whether it was something intuitive that you got from, or something that they said that just kind of stood out, or you literally got a direct message from someone warning you about this person. Something set off a serious red flag. And it stopped you. It stopped you dead in your tracks. What you're dealing with is a very serious long-time soulmate who owes you an apology. I feel like this person's fucking around with third-party energies. I think you may feel like you are living your best life, and really you're being betrayed. I feel like you're being betrayed, Cancer. I feel like you are playing house. I feel like you are dealing with an emperor, feeling like it's a victory. And I think you have this idea that everything is great, everything is working out, everything is happy picture, and behind the scenes, it's not. It's not. It's almost like there's a weird part of this person who has this thing that they have to do what they want. The King of Earth is definitely creeping me out with that King of Earth energy and the werewolf. This is someone who is one way by day and a whole nother person by night with the full moon type shit. Every once in a moon, they completely act in a way that you would not recognize, that you would be horrified that this is who they are. I don't think it's something they do on a regular, everyday basis. I think they do it far and few between enough that you don't catch it. I think whatever this person's doing, they think they're getting away with it. But I think a part of you got that red flag wherever it came from. that intuitive ping that something stood out. And someone is taking your happiness with them for granted. I think they're betraying it. I think they're betraying it. They're betraying the fact that you're happy with them. Or satisfied with the situation. This could definitely be someone who is highly analytical, has extra money to spend, but there's something really fucking shady and off about this energy. I think you got the warning shot. Please don't ignore the fact that you had that intuitive red flag or that outright communication from someone like red flagging you about it. Like I said, I think this person is either distant enough that they don't think you'll catch it because you see them far and few between, or whatever they're partaking in, they only do it once every so often so that you don't catch on, because it's not like an everyday thing. Whatever it is, they think they're getting away with it. They think they're slick. They think they can have their cake and eat it too. And this person's in their shadow. Like, they become the dark wolf. They become it. They become what you're afraid of. They become what you are afraid of with them. That's Cancer. All right, so Leo, we have the 7 of Fire, clarified by the Emperor, the Hermit in reverse, the 9 of Fire, and then we have the 7 of Air on top with the 9 of Air on bottom. We have multiple 9s, 3 of them, and 2 7s with a 4. So 7s and 9s may be particularly synchronistic for you. I feel, Leo, that you are getting a lot of attention from the outer experience. I think that a part of you misses an emperor type energy, whether that's within yourself or another person. I think you're reinventing yourself in some which way, shape, or form. I think a part of you might miss being in a relationship and honestly miss being in control of it. To be completely fair, like, it's great that you have all of this attention from the outer experience, but you can't control those people. I don't mean to say this in like a way that sounds bad, like you're a controlling asshole, because that's not the energy I'm picking up on. But I feel like you miss having that person to challenge you. You know what I mean? To challenge you in a relationship dynamic where it's like you love each other and you want to have the upper hand and they challenge you with it. Like when everybody's just giving you attention, like it's all well and good and all, but it's like, it's almost like you want to earn it. You want to earn the power. You don't just want it to be handed to you. You know what I mean? It's like this energy of wanting someone who is on par or on level with you. Wanting someone who is just as confident or just as dominating to kind of make your day interesting. That your relationship would be interesting. And I feel like as much as you love being on your own and getting the attention that you're getting from the outer experience, I don't think you're actually that interested in any of it. I think you're enjoying it for what it is. But could you have that the rest of your life and be satisfied? No. I think you want a partner who is an equal, an energetic equal to you, that you would try and put them in their place type thing, and they would come back and kind of put you in yours, which only challenges you to like put them back in theirs. Like, I think you love that kind of relationship dynamic, not warring with someone, arguing with someone, you know, not manipulative, but almost like just a power competition. I think you like the competing for power. I think you like when you best somebody, you know what I mean? Like that feeling of besting someone and them having to admit you're right, you know? Or have to give you your way because you made the most sense type thing. I'm feeling like if you think you're okay on your own in this life, that you are lying to yourself with all of these third-party energies. I think you have painted yourself a pretty picture, something that is enjoyable to some people, like other people would be envious of your reality. But I feel as if a part of you just really wants something steady, a consistent mirror to reflect back at you, someone who inspires and challenges you to be better, someone who kind of lights you up, right? Who pushes you to push your own boundaries, right? To push your own borders with what you're capable of. Like, there might be a lot of people in the world that can give you very surface and superficial type joy. But I think what you're really looking for isn't to have power over someone, but to have a competition of power with someone. Like truly the emperor to your empress, where you are both equally powerful. Like if anything happened to one or the other, either one could rule the kingdom type thing. You don't want some petty everyday, just worship you because they worship you, love you because they love you, and there's no challenge. It's like anything Leo wants, they just give it to you. It's no challenge. And it's fun for a little while. But I think you want someone who competes for power with you. Not in a struggling way. I know you understand what I mean. Someone whose ego challenges your ego in a very healthy and loving, sexy, subliminally really romantic type way. Someone who almost gets you so fired up it turns you on, you know what I mean? Like they challenge you so hard for that power control that you want that it literally turns you on. I think that that's what you really want. I don't think you just want your way for the sake of having your way. I think you want someone to challenge you to have your way to the point that you want to jump their bones type shit. So Leo, that's your November. All right, so Virgo, for your November, we have the 9 of Fire in reverse, clarified by the 4 of Air, the 6 of Earth in reverse, and the High Priestess in reverse, with the King of Air on top and the 10 of Air on bottom. Virgo, I'm not going to lie, I think your spiritual guard is down. I think your spiritual guard is down. I think you are reminiscing on memories. I think you're reminiscing on memories. And I think the reason why you're reminiscing is because something something wasn't given. Something wasn't given. That what could have been solid may have just been a fantasy. Like a sexual fantasy kind of playing out. Like the whole idea of something was a turn on more than the actual achieving of it and making it a reality. Living in the fantasy of it was what was attractive. I think with the High Priestess in reverse, you're not necessarily listening to your intuition. This High Priestess is also a nun that is not as pure in thought as you might assume a nun to be. And the King of Air is on top. That is my narcissist card in this deck. And the Seven of Air is on bottom. So the underlying issue is you are essentially lying to yourself. You are lying to yourself. I don't think your intuition is as, what you would call your intuition is as on point as you think it is. I think you lost control. I think you lost control spiritually in a situation that you are now reminiscing about. Whatever this was, the manifestation of it, the grounding of it, the reciprocity of it, the follow through with it did not happen. And this could be your energy that didn't follow through. It could be someone else's in your experience. It could be aspecting a certain placement in your chart, right? Depending on what this is. But I'm feeling like, especially because there are 4 moon cards. The 7 of Air is moon in Aquarius. The 9 of Fire is moon in Sag. The 6 of Earth is moon in Taurus. And the High Priestess is straight up the moon. I would look at your moon sign. I would look at your moon sign and the shadow attributes of that sign. Because whatever this was, the problem was you were in the shadow of your moon. I think that's where the issue popped up. I think the unhealed aspects of that shadow is what maybe you lost sight of. That you were out of spiritual control and manifesting what was essentially what seemed to result in a lie to the self. Like, how could this be true? How could this have happened? How could it have resulted this way? And I think that maybe you failed to see at the time how you were in the shadow of your moon, and that the shadow of your moon is what cost you. Because all 3 moon cards on the spread are in reverse. And the only one upright is the 7 of Swords, and that's a fucking lying thief card. That's a dishonest card. So you were lying. I think with it being on the bottom of the deck, I think you were lying to yourself, and or accepting or embracing the lies that other people were feeding you or telling you because your intuition wasn't turned on. I think your intuitive faculties with that High Priestess in reverse are turned off. This may be you reflecting a lot on past memories, but it may also be very present for your month of November in general. Make sure that you are not listening to someone else who is wounded more than you are your own intuitive truth with people. Like someone could say, like, I'm just going to use an example. Oh, they're a slacker. They're lazy. But yet, you know, this person is in a lot of physical pain. You know, that they can only do so much. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, don't just believe that a person's lazy or change your perspective on them when your intuition knows that this person does the best they can. They're just like physically in a lot of pain. They can't do whatever is expected of them from said person that is saying they're lazy. You know what I mean? Like, it's like someone saying, oh, they're probably just cheating, when really, I think, you know, maybe they're just struggling with attraction issues, you know, like whatever it is, but maybe they're not, maybe, you know, this person's not disloyal, and yet someone's calling them a cheater, but you know this person's not loyal, or you intuitively know this person's not loyal, like they would never actually do that. Like, make sure that you're listening to your intuition, because whatever it is, something's off. And it's stemming from the shadow of your moon not being addressed or healed. And I really do think you can spend the month of November reflecting on past memories to better understand your moon's shadow, so that you don't take it with you into the future with you. You know what I mean? So that the dark side of your moon, and I got a train going by, like the horn is blaring off, like divine confirmation. I think you really need to address the shadow of your moon sign and get it under control, so that it does not create issues for you in the future, because it's definitely an issue. Is definitely an issue. This might be particularly important for Virgos who have Sag moons, Taurus moons, Piscean moons, or Aquarian moons. The shadow of Aquarian moons is being aloof and detached, and not being able to see how the fact that they are not expressive in their emotions puts them in a situation where they feel like nobody understands them, and then they start seeking third parties to handle it, because they don't know how to necessarily address things about how they feel head on with their partners, or the people that they actually need to address things with, right? They'll confide in social outside people, as opposed to being very direct with the people that they care about, with the issues that actually concern those people. Okay, that's a shadow of Aquarian energy. The shadow of Sagittarian energy is running and quitting. Running and quitting and giving up on the goals, or giving up on the vision. Being afraid and running. Sag moon has a tendency to quit before giving anything a chance to heal. They're more likely to say fuck it and throw their hands up without even giving the healing a shot. And or they say things that they really don't fucking need to say just to hurt somebody, to push them away. You know what I mean? Because it's easier to detach if someone hates you. Burning that bridge, right? Sag moon can burn bridges that shouldn't have been burned. Like, they don't have to be that kind of blunt. You know, it's almost borderline. It's mean. Sag moon can be mean when it's in its shadow. Because that's their way of ending things and running. Taurus moon can be a workaholic. They could be focused more on things and possessions than they are people and time and deep connection. They can be superficial. Okay, Taurus moon can be superficial, and not value the deep emotional currency that people give them, so much so that they don't reciprocate it. They don't see soul loyalty or love and soul unconditional love for what it is, all the energetic currencies there. They could also be a complete glutton. Okay, Taurus moon can be a glutton for something, whether it's a glutton for food or a glutton for sex or a glutton for punishment, like, or a glutton for whatever. And they can be very lazy. They can be very lazy. They can be very lethargic. Taurus moon. Okay, they can also be extremely stubborn. Extremely stubborn. Taurus shadow can be stubborn to the point that it is detrimental. It is detrimental, being unwilling to bend, being unwilling to meet someone halfway, being that angry bull that sees red, like Taurian moon and its shadow. It's like, don't tell me what to do, when maybe someone's just trying to help you, you know what I mean? So that's that. And Piscean moon, if you have a Piscean moon, you could be dealing with different modes of escapism. Okay, whatever that escapism is, escapism in relationships, escapism into substances, especially alcohol. You can be lost in delusions, right, of grandeur with your own self. You could be seeing people in a certain light because that's how they remind you of a person, right? There's something about them that reminds you of a person, and so you're treating them like that person instead of treating them like them, right? Pigeonholing someone as someone else. It's almost like you could deal with 99 people that have all showed you the same thing, but you're judging the 100th person like they're like the other 99 when maybe that person is different. Like, just because 99 people were that way doesn't mean this person, the 100th person, is that way. It's a delusion or an illusion that's created in the mind and the psyche. And it could definitely be dealing with escapisms, anything from video games or not wanting to have conversations to not picking up after yourself. Like, Pisces can look like a hot fucking mess in its moon. It's like you could have an adult walk into their house and it looks like a bomb went off, like it's a children's room. Like, everything is everywhere, everything is scattered about, like things aren't done. It's a mess. Pisces moon, it's like picking up after a child when it's in its shadow. And they could definitely have some kind of, escapism, alcoholism. So if this is your energy, Virgo, and you have one of those moons, like, understand that is what cost you whatever the dynamic was. Where you lost spiritual control, the dark side of your moon is where you lost control of your manifestation. It's why you're reminiscing. It's why you're going back and reflecting on things now. It's why you feel like life betrayed you or a person betrayed you and you're heartbroken, and you're learning why someone maybe told you to kiss their ass and left you to reinvent yourself because you weren't doing it with them. So, Virgo, that is your November. All right, Libra. So we have the Six of Earth in reverse with the Magician in reverse, the Nine of Air, and the Justice card. We have the Hierophant, the Priest on top, and the Four of Earth on bottom. Libra. With this energy, I definitely feel something is for November or was non-reciprocal. I think someone is being manipulative I think you have painted a picture in your mind that you need to get out of. That 9 of air. And I think you're afraid to step out of the picture that you've created in your mind. I think that justice, this justice card, I think the universe is watching what you're doing. I'm feeling as if whether you realize it or not, what you're doing is like, look at me, look at me. Look at what I'm doing or what I've got. Look how desirable I am. Don't you want me? You know what I mean? Like, look at how desirable I am. And what it really is just desperation. And I think what you're trying to do is catch the attention of someone that is on the back of your mind that you're replaying memories of, and this person's a fucking hoe. And or they're not even interested in your gender. Because as I'm peeking on the bottom of the deck, the Queen of Fire is definitely woman on woman. Could definitely be symbolic, heart space and heart space, right? Someone who is in alignment with their heart space. I think you're trying to get their attention. I think you trying to get their attention or hoping that they're watching you. It's not even that you're trying to get their attention. I feel like you're hoping that they're watching you and seeing how good you're doing and seeing that you moved on this high and mighty energy with the Hierophant on top of the deck. It's like you want your energy to be so big that you are catching someone's attention. You want them to be watching you. You wanting them to be seeing your glow up type thing. But it's not really a glow up. It's not really a glow up. Like you've got your back up against a wall. And what you're doing is actually, even though I don't feel like it's necessarily misaligned, it's desperate. I think you need to look at yourself with this one. I don't think you realize how manipulative you're attempting to be, and someone's not reciprocating. Like someone's not feeding into it. Like the universe is watching you. I don't think whoever you think or want or is hoping is watching you is watching you. Whoever you want to be watching you is not watching you, but Spirit's watching you. It's like, who are you putting on a show for? It's Spirit. It's not the person you think it is. The only person you're putting on a show for is Spirit. Spirit knows what's really going on underneath the surface with you. The mental anguish that you are still tossing around inside your mind, that you're struggling with it. There's a mental anguish that you're struggling with. And it might be a confidence issue, which is why you are putting yourself out there like that. It's a confidence issue. It's almost like you want somebody to see how confident you are, See how okay I am, see my glow up, I'm confident. And yet underneath that, you're doing it because you're not confident. You're not confident. See how okay I am when really I'm dealing with this mental struggle I can't seem to let go of. At the very least, if the person that you're thinking about or wishing was watching you is not a hoe, at the very least, I definitely feel like they are focusing on their own energy. They might even be pleasuring them fucking selves. That might even be their hands pleasuring themselves, to be completely fair. Like, this person might be hella better off on their own, living their best life, and you're trying to get their attention. They're not giving you any attention. It's non-reciprocal. Whatever energy you're trying to get or show this person, like, they're not paying any attention to you. They do not care like you think they do. I think this person is very independent and just living their best life. Like, they've moved on. They moved on. If they're not living their best life on their own, focusing on their dream, focusing on a home in particular, like, you're not on their radar, Libra. They moved forward from whatever shadow that you're dealing with. They've closed that chapter. Whatever werewolf you're dealing with inside yourself, whatever insecurity it is, yeah, they definitely closed that cycle, and they're just off shining in their own light. They have moved on. They have moved on. They're not paying you any mind. It could definitely be someone you considered a twin flame that was just seriously a soul temptation on your part, because you needed to heal this confidence issue. And that's why you manifested this soulmate. And they put on, they followed the script to a T. Okay, Spirit is giving them an award because they followed it to a T. They didn't save you. They're forcing you to save yourself. They're forcing you to face your own self-sabotage. They're forcing you to see your own shadow. Because this person saw you as someone who needed to be rescued from the beginning. Like, they saw you as someone who needed rescuing. They saw your shadow from the beginning, and they couldn't save you from it, this insecurity wound. This is a confidence issue. They were contracted to come into your life to show you just how insecure you are. And we're out. Like, their contract with you is done. You are left to face yourself and handle why you don't feel good enough, that you would put on such a performance, because you're so insecure. Like, Spirit sees you. Spirit sees what you're doing and knows your subconscious thoughts, your subconscious drivers. Whatever show you're putting on hoping someone's watching, they're not watching. Point blank, period. That's November. All right, Scorpio, for November, if it's not your energy, because it could be your energy, it could be the other way around, but I feel like someone is absolutely 100% obsessed with you. Obsessed. Like even Mariah Carey's song, like, why you so obsessed with me? When everybody knows, lying that you're sexing me. Why are you so obsessed with me? I think you absolutely have someone by the fucking balls. I think they are desperate for you, Scorpio. I think not being with you is fucking torturous for them. Torturous. Like every day that you're not around, it's like experiencing a mental tower moment. I shit you not. I think that what you gave energetically to someone was so fucking good. So fucking sexy. Like it's a fucking a dream they wake up fucking turned on from on another level. I think they're chasing after you. I think that they might even have something of yours that they remember you by. Because the 10 of Swords, like, she's flying off, but he's holding on to her slipper type thing. Like, you are his Cinderella, and he's like a fucking no one compared to you. Like, that's how they feel. Right, man or woman, I say he, she, just because of the energy on the cards, but take it how it resonates, okay? This person sees you as the most beautiful, like you are like Marilyn Monroe to them. Like, I don't even care what you look like. Your energy, like, they fantasize. This person fantasizes hardcore about you. They're obsessed. They're obsessed. Scorpio, it might be your energy. I mean, you might be completely fucking obsessed with someone. It's possible. This person, energetically, spiritually speaking, has you by the fucking balls. It's possible. There's something about their energy was so fucking sexy, so turned you on that, you know, you've been chasing a moment with them ever since. Maybe you have something of theirs that you covet because it's theirs. If that's the case and this is your energy, Scorpio, get rid of that fucking item. Throw it out. Do yourself a favor. Detach. Because the obsession's not healthy. The actual obsession is not healthy. Going through like regular tower moments. It's almost like the obsession is so deep, they're trying to like manifest you, summon you. They're waiting for you. They're not even intimate with other people. They are like it's a self-inflicted punishment. Self-inflicted punishment. Like they are tearing themselves up inside, spiritually speaking. Yeah, this person, they look at you like you are fucking pure, and they just want to, make you dirty. You know what I mean? Like, they look at you like you're so fucking pure, and they just want to make you dirty. They want to take your beautiful fucking energy and turn you into a sinner. You know what I mean? Like, this person would love to drag you into their dark, deranged obsession. Like, if this person could have you all to their fucking selves, and I mean all to themselves, share you with no one, that they could have all of your time, energy, love, devotion, like, they would. They would. This person is obsessed. Obsessed. Give me some more clarity, Spirit, into this energy I'm picking up on. I'm pulling from my Alchemy of England Tarot. Knight of Wands in the reverse, and the Star in the reverse. So listen, this person's obsession, this crazy obsession that they have, is definitely coming from an unhealed place. I knew it was not healthy. The Star in reverse, this is not a healthy obsession. This is a very impulsive, reckless, no healthy boundaries, cross the line obsession. Cross the line obsession. I don't even know if they know how to approach you. Like, the obsession is so bad. The fantasy is so hardcore. It might even be darkly kinky on a level that not even you would go, Scorpio. Which says a lot. This person might be having really dark fantasies about you. I think they're potentially a raving fucking lunatic. They may be a narcissist from your past, because the Eight of Air has the King of Swords chasing the feminine on there, and the King of Swords is my narcissist card in Tarot in this particular deck, the Minara Tarot. This is not healthy, Scorp. Whether this is you and your energy or someone else's, someone is not healed, and I think their literal sexual fantasies are out of control. And if they do have something that belongs to you, like, they are using all of their possible willpower to try and manifest you in their reality, your acknowledgement, something, anything, any opportunity that they can jump on. But I feel like this person's extremely wounded. They're out of control. I feel like you energetically have completely consumed them. They've allowed you to completely consume them, even if you don't want to be the focus of their attention or fantasy. They have given all of their power to you. They're consumed by you. They're not focusing on themselves anymore or their life. They're consumed by you. Hardcore in their delusions. Okay? Scorp, just be really aware for November. You've got a seriously fucking creepy person. Possibly deranged. Definitely delusional. Obsessed person. This is self-sabotaging to the nth degree. Mental imprisonment to the nth degree. This person is completely locked. Mentally just completely fucking locked on you. And it's not healthy. It's not flattering. And if you know who the fuck I'm talking about, I don't even know how you could possibly get this person to stop feeling and thinking this way about you. It's definitely dark. I don't think you should let this energy connect to your energy. That's just personal. That's just me personally. If you've got social media, they shouldn't be connecting to your social media. If they've got your phone number, they shouldn't have your phone number. If they have your email, they shouldn't have your email. Like, you might seriously want to consider completely cutting off this person's ability to connect to your energy, to obsess on your energy the way that they are. As best you can. I don't think a conversation with this person would help. I think it would make it worse. Because it's almost like the more they know they can't have you and you tell them they can't have you, it just feeds the fucking black fire. You know what I mean? Like I said, this person might have dark, dark fantasies about you that you wouldn't even want to partake in. All right, Scorp, just be careful and watch. All right, Sagittarius for November. We have the Seven of Earth clarified by the Knave of Air, the Ace of Fire, the Seven of Water, and the Seven of Water is clarified by the Four of Fire. We have the Four of Water on top and the Lovers on bottom. Ultimately, Sag, I think that you're healing from someone who was quite manipulative, someone who was very cold, possibly someone who wounded you with third parties, whether they were romantic third parties or just other priorities. They prioritized other people. I think Spirit was guiding you to leave this person, and I think you did. I think that this person is still watching you. If you left whoever this was, they're still watching you. They're still emotionless. They're still cold. If anything, I think it's an ego thing. Like, you hurt their ego. Like, maybe they didn't anticipate you to leave. I do think you have caught the eye of someone else. I think you're fixing your own energy. I think you're dancing to your own rhythm with the Knave of Air. I think you're floating. I think you are very content and full on your own self-love. I think whether you try to or not, I think your energy comes off as eat your heart out. This person that's watching you may have very specific fantasies about you or memories of you when the two of you were risque. They may very much regret the third party because it cost them someone who was very pure. Because of Seven of Earth, your energy, you are in fact a nun. I think you have caught the attention of a priest, right? A Hierophant type energy, Taurean energy. I think this is someone, especially because it's Saturn and Taurus, I think whoever's attention you caught, I think it's potentially a very high contract dynamic. Someone you could probably be very stable with. Saturn sometimes indicates marriage, contracts that are long-term, if you've caught the attention of Taurian energy. I definitely feel like you have taken the time to wash yourself off, wash your energy off of whoever it was that you left behind, because the King of Air, which is the narcissist in this deck for me, is on the Four of Water. I think someone has missed an opportunity with you, and it may have been a narcissist. And I think now that you have moved on and are in this flow with Spirit and are very keen on the red flags because you've gone through such a healing, that you have learned how to create your own joy, create your own pleasure. I think that you are in the Emperor mode yourself, and you are more than willing to test people out before you jump into their painting. I think that you know that when you leave the picture that you've painted for yourself, the joy that you've painted for yourself, that you risk being with this very cold and calculated narcissistic energy again. So I feel like when it comes to you and future relationships, I don't feel like you are going and chasing after anything anymore. And I feel as if whoever wants to be a part of your world is going to have to become a part of your world. You're not going to go and just drop your world to become a part of theirs. I think you know that's a mistake. And that's a judgment call that you've made as in your own emotional maturation. I don't think you are willing to be out of control of your life anymore after dealing with such a narcissistic person. I think you are very willing to the idea of someone if they meet you on the same spiritual level. But I think they're going to have to be willing to put in some time, slow and steady, so that the two of you can actually get to know each other beyond what you have in common. Because it's great if you have things in common. That's a great start. How you interact with each other, getting to know each other's character, getting to know each other's quirks, getting to know each other's interests, getting to know each other's routines, getting to know each other's lives and what's important, how they react to adversity, how they react to challenge, how they react to opportunity. Like, I think that you are more willing now to take your time getting to know someone than just uprooting whatever reality you've created for someone else's to jump into someone else's and not really know them like that yet. You know, it's like really letting yourself spend time with someone. Even like, I'll say, quote unquote, testing out living with them. Testing out meaning like staying over for more than just a night or two in a row. Like if they were to come into your world, right? Because I don't feel like you're going into theirs. But if they were to come into your world, like wanting them to stay for more than just a couple nights so that the person starts to come out, the actual reality of the person, and not just what they want you to see or what they hide. Like, you actually get to know a person when you're in a living situation with them. But I don't feel like you want it permanent. You know what I mean? Like, after so long, you're going to need your own space and kind of need time to digest it and process it and then continue forward, like continuing to get to know them. I definitely feel like you piqued someone's interest. I definitely feel like an old person is still watching you, but it's an old person that wounded you. I definitely feel like you are repairing your ability to flow with the Knave of Air, because he's a plumber and he's got headphones on and he's literally dancing, jumping in the air. Like, I feel like you are repairing your ability to flow, listening to your own soul song, and are pretty, whether, I don't think you mean to, but it is this very, very much this eat your heart out energy. I think you know someone from your past is watching you and you're just like, eat your fucking heart out, but not intentionally. Does that make sense? Like, you're I think you're glowing up and are naturally just exuding that kind of energy to someone on a low level that you left behind. Yeah, I think someone else, I think whoever you pique the interest of, I think they see your wounds. They know that you took a lashing, and yet they see the beauty of you through the damage that you endured, because the wounds aren't bleeding anymore. They're healed or healing. Like, you still rock the scars because that was a battle that didn't kill you. It made you stronger. And I think they really admire that, because you're not pretending your wounds aren't there, and yet you're not bleeding all over other people. You know what I mean? You're not allowing your wounds to bleed on others and become their problem. What didn't kill you made you stronger, and I think that's really attractive. Because you're still pure, right? You're still that nun type energy. You're still very pure, despite the fact that you took a serious lashing with the bottom of the deck. You are completely whipped from neck down your legs, like completely lashed. And yet this person is painting you in such a beautiful light because none of those wounds are bleeding. And it's almost like you earned your stripes. Spiritually speaking, you earned your stripes, and that's really attractive, spiritually speaking, to the Hierophant energy, that Taurian priest energy. You may have some kind of shamanic history with this person. Past lives. Because I'm getting that too. I'm picking up on that too. Whoever's interest you piqued, that would lead to something stable. I think you might have had some high shamanic type connection with them in a past life. High healers within the tribe. I'm getting such crazy vivid imagery right now. It's almost like the king and queen of shamans. I don't know how else to describe it because I don't know the words for that. But it's like the high shaman. Very much filled with mysticism and guides, guardians, like that whole energy surrounding sound, touch, like you name it. I feel like to be in the presence of this person and to them to be in your presence, I think there's definitely some kind of ancient past life energy that just ignites off. It just fires off. It's almost like a flood of history, right? A flood of soul history that's very positive and very healing. I think it's filled with respect. I'm getting a lot of respect exchanged between you and the person, whoever has piqued your interest. Or vice versa, that you've piqued theirs. If not, both. To where I think the energy, the power, the magnetism that is almost instantaneous between the two of you when you meet each other or when you're actually in the vicinity of each other, I think it's so powerful that you almost have to force yourself to take things slow and steady and get to know someone. You know what I mean? It's like you almost have to consciously tell yourself, like, yo, you cannot let yourself run away with this. Like, you have to pretend that what you feel is normal. Pretend that you didn't just feel the wave of fucking history that you felt. You know what I mean? Act normal. Get to know them. It's like Sagittarius, like, get to know them. Don't jump in at first. Like, don't dive deep. And yet the instant connection is deep, and I think it's highly valuable. I think it is going to take some time to unwrap it, but I feel like you and or the other person is going to end up completely fucking love drunk. And it's going to be a great feeling of love drunk, like floating on cloud nine, singing Dixie, and you're healing together, like type energy. I don't know. I'm getting those two energies for November. I think one is definitely in alignment and still at a distance, just kind of watching you. I think the door is open. The door is open. And then there's definitely someone from your past who I think you're giving the cold shoulder to. 100%. That's Sag. All right, Capricorn. All right, Capricorn. We've got the Knight of Earth, clarified by the 8 of Air, the 8 of Water, and the Ace of Earth. We have the Moon on top and the Queen of Earth on bottom. Capricorn. I feel as if you ultimately sacrificed yourself for someone, a soulmate, who, if they're ignoring you, I feel like they hate ignoring you. I think they know that you're a star or a light in their life. I think they look at you and want the dream with you. I think they want to take a risk on you. I think that they want to hold on to you and never let you go. I think the fact that they can't, like their heart space, their heart loves your heart. I think they know you're a beautiful light. I think it is painful to be away from this person. I think that there's a third party interference. I think there's a very narcissistic type person here. We've got Jupiter and Gemini. So this may be someone who has a Jupiter Gemini placement, or it could be a Gemini, someone who is very tyrannical, because it's the King of Air that's on this 8 of Air card, chasing this heart space. And just when you think you're out of the woods with that person, it's almost like, in order to be with this person, it would almost have to be a secret. It would have to be undercover, so that this very controlling energy didn't see. It would have to be in the shadow of the moon, but I think it's a dream. I think you and someone else, whatever it is that's standing in the way, whoever it is that is standing in the way, I think you and this other person are meant to be. They could be another Capricorn. They, or you, could also have strong Cancerian placements, strong Virgoian placements, strong Piscean placements. I think you definitely have someone with Geminian placements that are very significant in the way of you and this other person. They're definitely the wedge. It's almost like the minute you try and take a breath and just consider the idea of doing your own thing, it's like they fire a warning shot that scares the shit out of you, and you don't make a move, especially the female, if there is a feminine in the dynamic. I think that it's the female that is being controlled by the narcissistic person, the controlling person. I think they are overwhelming and scary. The wrath of this person is scary. But I feel like you and the person that this concerns, I feel like you saved each other from drowning type thing. I think it breaks your heart to be away from this person. To deny the other person exists. To pretend. You're lying to yourself. To pretend the other person doesn't exist, you're lying to yourself. I think you want to take control. I think you want to do what you want. I think a part of you thinks about that. And how much you don't give a fuck about whatever this Gemini energy is. That you just want to do what you want. I feel like there's a serious fear of the reality taking a hit. That there would be arguments in the reality, that it would become near impossible to ever reunite, ever. But the truth is, I think the truth is this is someone you look at as a soul partner. Like actual husband or wife material. I think you feel ugly being away from them. The loneliness. Like they're your gift. They're your mirror. They're your healing. And it's like in every time, it's almost like whoever this Gemini and air energy is, right? It doesn't have to be a Gemini, but whoever this narcissistic controlling energy is, it's like every time you try and connect with beautiful thoughts of this person, it's like they do something to interfere. Like they are a distraction and a half. Something is said, something is done to pull you away from the beautiful energy you feel when you connect either telepathically or in mind and thought and visualization, like positive visualizations of your person. This person interferes, especially with the feminine energy. Whoever the feminine is in the dynamic. The feminine energy feels like they have they're back up against a wall, and they're definitely heartbroken. I think they are running and hiding from the crosshairs of this narcissistic person. I don't think they want to be in the crossfire. They don't want to be the target of this person's wrath, rage, control, whatever. They don't want to hear it from this person. I think they're planning an escape, to be fair. The feminine energy, I think they're planning an escape. It's just going to take some time. I think they're the Knight of Earth. I think they're trying to get through the barriers. But they've got to do it on the down low, like can't tell a soul. If this person, if I'm tuning into someone very specific, if this feminine energy escapes, the masculine energy wouldn't know until they're already out of whatever the situation is and on their way. Like no one would know until this person was legit out. And they'd be like, hey, I'm coming. And to be fair, I feel like they would be completely welcomed with open arms by whoever their person is. I think their person would be fucking thrilled. Like, finally, the truth is revealed. Finally, I know this person's cared about me the whole time. Like, telling myself that they didn't care that I was alone, didn't care that I loved them, didn't care that I was hurting was a lie that I was telling the self. Capricorn, someone loves you and you don't know it. Someone's dealing with a very difficult situation. But there's not a single day that they don't think about what it would be like to escape and reconnect with you. They feel like they can't get away fast enough, and yet I feel like there's things beyond their control. That it's taking time and that they have to be very cautious. It's definitely a secret. With the moon on top, it's definitely a secret. That's Capricorn. All right, Aquarius. For November, we have the 3 of Fire with the 6 of Air, clarified by the Justice card, the King of Fire. the Seven of Earth, and the Seven of Earth is further clarified by the Fool and the Five of Water. Then we have the Queen of Water on top and the Emperor on bottom. Aqua. I think, one, that you have completely bared your soul for someone who is not vulnerable. They're not opening up. This person's like a mannequin, okay? I feel like this person's very dry. And I do think that you need to move forward and heal from them. I think that you have poured yourself out. And this person is not vulnerable. They're not meeting you on the same vulnerable level. Like, you might have poured out your feelings. You might have poured out about your history. You might have poured out about your situation in life, you know, as of current. You might have poured out about a whole bunch of things to this person and feel super close to them because they know so much about you. But I don't feel like this person has let you in. I think it has been you that has been doing all the talking. This person's dry. They have no actual feelings or desire to get deep with you. Someone that you are potentially holding on to and clinging to, okay, with that Three of Fire. But they are so covered up and not interested in being intimate with you, like they even have their fucking hat on. They got socks, shoes, pants, jacket, tie, shirt, hat, the whole bit. Like, they are fully fucking covered. And you are completely vulnerable and stripped. I think you are being very, very open with how you feel. I think you're being very honest, even if it's painful. And I don't feel like I feel like it's falling on deaf ears. Emotionally deaf heart. This person's heart is deaf to you. Please hear what I'm saying. You have let yourself be very, very, very vulnerable with someone. Fought for someone. Held on to someone. And they are emotionally deaf to you. And you need to move forward with the Six of Air and start to heal. I think that you have sacrificed yourself or have been willing to sacrifice your spirit for this person. I think that justice will be served, whatever the justice is. What's fair is fair. The universe is fair. It's always fair. I do feel like the door is open with someone who is very healthy for you, that they're a guide for your healing. Almost like helping you remember the purity of your soul. It's like giving you your virginity back kind of thing. Metaphorically, right? It's like in soul being a virgin again before you were broken. I think this person knows when you say that you'll be okay, that you won't be. I think this person knows you just want real love, and I think they know that you're grieving over an emotional struggle and you feel like you're drowning. I think you feel like you're drowning, emotionally drowning. And you might tell this other person that you're fine, and they know you're not fine. They know you're lying. They know you just want to feel real human love and affection and intimacy that you were craving from this fucking emotionally deaf mannequin. It's like they're not even real. They're not even like a real person in your life anymore. You don't even know them. It's almost like they're a stranger. They're so shut off from you. And you're standing in the rain. You're standing in the storm. Still vulnerable. You feel like you're in the middle of a storm and you're still being vulnerable. You're being rained on and everyone can see it. Like, you're not actually hiding it from anybody when you say you're okay. I feel like everybody can see it. Everybody can sense it and feel it. Everybody knows you're not okay. Emotionally, you're not okay. You're drowning. I think the ghost of this person that is completely armored up, because it's armor. It's armor. Emperor on the bottom of the deck. It's a ghost of an emperor. It's a ghost of a figure, completely armored up. And I think you already know that whoever this person is that you were really vulnerable with is like a machine. They don't feel anything. They're like a machine. Whatever their emotions were at one point, they've completely shut them down. They don't exist anymore. Emotionally deaf. And I think you're trying to replay a beautiful vision, a beautiful movie script that maybe you had seen in your mind at one time about the fairy tale and how it was going to work out. But the fact of the reality is you are heartbroken. And this person's emotional depths are extremely fucking shallow. They're probably emotionally invested in someone else. And you have to face the fact that you are probably going to have to let go of the reality with them. The reality that you're either in or that you're pretending that you're in. Because if you think you're still going to get some fairy tale back with this person, like I'm telling you, they're emotionally invested elsewhere. They may even be sexually intimate with someone else. They're not giving you anything. To you, they're turned off. Emotionally, physically, mentally. I feel like they're with someone else. I think maybe your emotional sadness is the only reason why they haven't told you outright, because they know that you would be crushed if they told you the truth, that they moved on. Because you're so emotionally fragile and have been so emotionally vulnerable, I feel like this person won't tell you the truth because it would crush you. And you're already hurting. I think they're waiting on you to walk away. I think they're waiting on you to let it go and leave and just let them be. They don't feel anything for you anymore. I'm so sorry. But that is definitely the message I got for November. All right, Pisces, November. We've got the Queen of Water in reverse. We've got the Six of Fire, the Two of Water, the Knave of Water, Judgment on top, and the Six of Air on bottom. All right, Pisces. That Queen of Water in reverse, I don't actually like that energy. I'm feeling like that's you being very inconsiderate. Of a soulmate. It's almost like this energy of... It's almost like this energy of knowing that you and a person are either committed or attempting to be committed or moving towards being committed, but you haven't made it official yet. And it's almost like a bug got up your ass and you're out there flirting with everyone and everyone to get your ego stroked because this person hasn't made it official yet, and it's bugging you. It's bothering you. And so you're out there getting your ego stroked, and your person is kind of like looking at you for the wounding that is, because it's insecurity. You out there running around trying to get attention from all of these mean nothing people, or these not on your level people, like you're too good for that or too good for them. Like you've taken yourself down a rung or two. Like, for example, I'll give you an example. Don't be offended. It's almost like knowing you make 6 figures and you drive a really nice car and you live in a really nice house, and you're flirting with a cashier at Walmart, and they're oogling over you or giving you all kinds of attention, or they're catering to you, but you would never actually be in a relationship with them because they're not on your level. Energetically speaking, like you wouldn't actually be in a relationship with them. And your 6-figure partner is looking at you like, why do you feel the need to get attention from these people? Like, you and I have been steady for how long now? Like, you want something to be official so bad. Like, is my presence and my consistency and my loyalty, like, not enough? Like, have I not showed you that you're my person? Do I have to call you my girlfriend? Do I have to, Facebook official everything? Can we just exist and be happy and steady? And it's almost like you're throwing a very insecure temper tantrum. Almost like, fine, if you're not going to commit to me and make it official, I'm going to find somebody else. But I don't feel like this person's not committed to you. I think they're grown. And I think when you do shit like this, they question whether or not they can actually commit to you. Like, it's counterproductive. Whatever you're doing is counterproductive. Like, you're trying to prove that you're desirable and that this person would be with me. This person would have me be their partner in a heartbeat. This person would make it official. Why can't you? And this person's like, because that's the kind of shit you do, instead of just being a fucking adult and having an adult relationship that's a mature relationship. Because when and if this person's going to commit to you, it's not going to be because you can go find somebody else. They're like, fine. You like the attention the cashier gives you? Go be with the cashier. Leave me then. I think you might owe this person an apology. Because it's like high school shit. Fine, you don't want to give me the attention I want? I'm going to find it somewhere else. And they're like, and that's why I can't commit to you. They don't like that. They don't like that. You'll end up having to move on, step into a new reality. You'll be playing back memories and be super single. Like, judgment on top, your energy is going to speak for itself. If you're not partner material, you are not partner material, and you're making it very clear. I think you going after low vibratory people is very unattractive to high vibe people. In a nutshell. Watch yourself, Pisces. Figure out where that comes from. Why do you feel insecure? That you need validation from these lower vibing people. Not that, people that work at Walmart are low vibe. That's not my point, okay? I used it as a metaphor. Energetically speaking. If you humor low vibe people for low vibe attention, you're going to end up in a low vibratory place with those people, and you're going to lose your high vibe people. You're going to lose the eye of high vibe people. You're going to lose the commitment of high vibe people. You're going to lose the trust and the faith of high vibe people. They're not going to be able to bank on you. They're not going to be able to depend on you. They're not going to be wanting to create anything stable with you because your energy is unstable. Being self-secure, you don't need a fucking official title. Because if this person is not committed and they're not loyal and they're not giving you consistency, then you're out. You don't need a title to prove it. Their actions are proving it. If you need a title because the actions aren't good enough, then you're not partner material. You're not partner material. You don't actually see the value of the commitment for what it is. That's Pisces. And now for OPHIUCHUS, eh? We are getting some guidance for all the different zodiacs from OPHIUCHUS. All right, OPHIUCHUS is the 13th zodiac, the forgotten sign that is the serpent bearer or the healer of poisons, right? OPHIUCHUS is what holds the antidote. So we are getting some guidance from OPHIUCHUS with all of these energies. And we've got, from the Crystal Mandala Oracle, card number 36, Ascended Master Mataji and Crimson Cooperite, Relief and Repair. It says, we bring you the blessing of relief and repair. Our warmth and nurturing will restore and rebalance your body, mind, and soul when the light of spirit burns too brightly. Spiritual light is like the light of the sun. It brings life and joy, but too much can burn. If that happens to you, you will feel overwhelmed, overheated, overexcited, or overstretched mentally, physically, or emotionally. We will help you recover and increase your ability to be exposed to spiritual light again in the future without becoming overloaded or burnt out. We ask you to soften and relax into our rich red energy now, which nurtures you with the cooling, restorative life force of the Earth Mother. We shall help you naturally discharge excess energy whilst we revive, strengthen, and fortify you with our nourishing grace. This card is about the divine giving you spiritual assistance through the growth process. Because everybody, right, even in their ego, right, especially in their ego, is very bright, right? Someone's ego could be very bright and so hot that it burns. It burns. Their wounds are like dealing with a fiery sun right in your face instead of just kind of warming you, you know? It's this kind of energy where dealing with certain people ends up fucking burning. And we just need time to get out of that sun and rest so that our sunburn can, you know, tan up a bit. And the next time we go in the sun, we're not as likely to burn because we're already tan. It's kind of like that. You know, it's just metaphorically speaking on a very spiritual level. When there's too much light going on over a long period of time, you don't even realize how you start to spiritually short circuit. You short circuit to where you burn out. Literally, it's like your body burns out, your home falls to the wayside, your responsibilities, your healthy relationships go to the wayside because you're dealing with too much for too long and you don't even realize things are slipping away from you that matter. Your passion falls to the wayside. The way you used to have your routine with your diet or your exercise fell to the wayside. Even routines with simple things like laundry fell to the wayside. You were dealing with too much excess light. This is a time for you to retreat and kind of catch up on yourself. As above and so below. As within and so without. Now is a time for you to reconnect with the warm embrace of people instead of the heat and the light that burns of people. Including your own. You might have been shining so fucking bright in your own ego with whatever it was that you done looked in the mirror and burnt yourself. You know? You realized, oh shit. And you got humbled as fuck, and now you need time to retreat and rewire your perspective so that your behavior reflects a healed perspective instead of your old egoic one. This is the time that Spirit is giving you to reset and repair within yourself what needs fixing. When we move back into the light too soon, what happens? What happens when we're sunburnt and we go back and we know we're going back out into the sun? We cover up. We wear pants. We wear long sleeves. We put on a big hat. We cover ourselves so that we don't get burned again. It's like putting on armor. You're not meant to go out and put armor. You're meant to rest. It's natural to just be authentic in your own skin. If you're not ready to go back out into the world, you're not ready to go back out into the world. Give yourself time to reevaluate how you can improve yourself so that your relationships on the whole improve. So that you can be a better person, a better friend, a better whatever, a better partner, a better fill in the blank moving forward. What got in the way, even if you don't want to admit it got in the way? What are the good things about you that you wouldn't want to change because you would value them in a partner? And what are the things about you that if your partner had it too, and you were dealing with your partner the same way your partner was dealing with you, that you could let go of because it could be better. It could be better. It's like maybe you don't think you have a drinking problem. Maybe you don't think you have a smoking problem. But maybe your partner said to you once, like, I really would love you sober. I would love you if you were sober. I would appreciate you more and enjoy you more if you were sober. I don't like it when you get drunk, or I don't like it when you get high all the time. You're different. And you'd be like, no, I'm not. I'm even better. I this and I that. And they're just like, yeah, but I don't enjoy it. This is time to reevaluate. What is more important? What is more important? The things that you can absolutely upgrade about yourself, or upgrading them? Because upgrading them means you get the relationship that you actually want that's healthy. You get the home that you actually want because you're not blowing your money. You get a happy, harmonious relationship based on trust and respect and equal power, equal say, because you both trust each other. And the calls that you would make. You trust your ability to reason and communicate because you got great communication skills. Like if you don't have great communication skills, now would be a great time to reevaluate the way you communicate and to catch yourself. Whatever the spiritual lesson was that was super fucking bright, that it left you feeling burned and tired and exhausted. Now's the time to reflect on that so that you and other people are not trying to outshine the other, because that's how too bright happens. What do you got to prove? And why do you feel the need to prove it to yourself or anyone? And that's the questions OPHIUCHUS has us pondering, and the advice that OPHIUCHUS has given us for November. Take this time to dig deep and reevaluate what you want to bring to the surface, what you want to bring into the reality. This November scorpionic energy, yeah, dig deep. Find the wounds. Allow yourself time to heal your wounds without going back out there with your armor on and a band-aid that can be ripped off and a wound that can just be ripped open. Give yourself appropriate time to heal so that you don't make accidental mistakes that end up being a fucking bloody mess. So that you can sure shot fire off at the end of the month when Sag season hits the end of November. So that you can actually hit the bullseye, hit the target. Nail it. Because you did the deep work. You did the recovery work. You kind of put yourself on ice and dug deep and came out stronger than you ever were before. Phoenix energy. So, I love y'all. Have a beautiful November, and I will be around. I will be around. Take care, everybody.